Namaskar. Indian classical music is based on a system of rags. Each rag uses specific notes in a specific manner, and the end result is that it creates a certain ambiance, feelings that are unique to the rag. In order to illustrate what a rag is, I'm going to work backwards from a melody. I'm going to start with a well-known song and show how a concept for a new rag evolved from it. The song is Scarborough Fair, as sung by Simon and Garfunkel. This melody invokes in me certain feelings: nostalgia, childhood innocence, reminiscence, things like that. As I looked at this melody, I realized that it has a specific structure to it. The fundamental notes are these 5 notes going up and down the scale form the basic structure. Another note that is used only in coming down the scale but not while going up is like this. Finally, another note is also used while coming down the scale, but it comes in a zigzag fashion and does not come in a straight line. This is the elemental structure of this melody. Certain notes in this structure are dominant. Of these, the 2 strongest notes are along with which is the tonic note. These are the notes that you can pause on as you are developing the music. Melodic resolution can occur on these notes. As I looked at this structure in this way, I realized that this is indeed a rag. That's what a rag is. A rag has certain notes for going up, certain notes for going down, rules about how the notes are used, a set of dominant notes, which notes to start melodic development and which notes to bring resolution, which notes to rest on while playing, etc. Also, there are rules about how to move between these notes. All this is done so that the feelings and the ambiance of the rag is created and maintained. Thus, we have a new rag based on the melody of the song Scarborough Fair. In its structure, this rag belongs to a group of rags known as Kafi That or type. Thus, I named this rag Scarborough Kafi. There is another tune which can be said to follow the same rag. This is a theme from a Clint Eastwood movie, For a Few Dollars More, by Ennio Morricone. This follows the same structural theme as the Scarborough Kafi. You can now see how different songs or melodies can be created based on the same rag. Finally, an important aspect of Indian classical music is how to move between the notes. In fact, the heart and the soul of Indian classical music lies in between the notes, moving into the note, away from the note, oscillations around the note, etc. These movements are critical and deliberate in order to create rag specific ambience. Notes are like road signs, and the journey itself, the music that unfolds. To illustrate movement between the notes, I'll play a few notes from this new rag. The notes are and this is how the movement would go. In the next piece, I will play exploration or improvisation based on the concept of this new rag, Scarborough Kafi. I will touch the original melody a couple of times to remind us of how this concept came about. The presentation in Scarborough Kafi will be followed by two pieces which are in traditional old rags. A lot of thinking has gone into these musical concepts over centuries, and there is much to explore, express, and experience. The pieces will be played on sarod and will consist of a free-flowing slow movement called alap, and then brisker movements with a tempo known as jod and jhala. Indian classical music is extemporaneous, spontaneous, improvisational. You study different rags in order to understand the structure, nuances, and intricacies, which can take a long time. Then you present your own music using the concepts and constructs of the rag, fresh and original each time you play it. Each rag becomes a vehicle of self-expression for the artist.